show. This is Gifttime and Bailu. I am here with a great special guest, another big-time rugby player to be. Expect to see him under the limelights for a long time to be. Coming straight out of Charlotte, North Carolina, Chris Milledge. Chris, man, thank you for coming on to the show.
No, Gift, thanks for having me. I mean, I know we've been talking for a while. I've known you since my college days, so it's good to finally collaborate with you on something.
It's been long overdue. Like, I don't know why it's taking so long.
Time's been ticking, man. I've been waiting for it.
Man, so, it's just right off the bat, man, dude, you have had a very long career in rugby, especially as an American rugby player. Like, what does it feel to have been playing rugby since you were in high school, man?
Well, it's definitely been a crazy ride. I mean, growing up like most kids, just playing football and baseball, typical American sports, and then kind of thrown in senior year. I got asked from my neighbor across the street who was actually from South Africa, and he was like, we're starting a team at your high school. Would you like to come out and try it out? And I was like, you know what? It's my last year to do something a little bit different, and luckily it's been paying off for me, so I can't complain.
Well, it's been clear that, you've had a lot of opportunities. You've grown so much. You've gotten national notoriety. Like, can you tell us a little bit about how that path has gone? I mean, from that first day where you were like, you know what? I kind of want to play some rugby to, where you are now, about to be a legitimate professional rugby player.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can't take all the credit for sure. I mean, when I first started, again, my coach, PJ Anderson, who kind of helped me out at Providence High School a little bit, showed me the ropes. Again, because he was my neighbor, he took extra time after practice to kind of show me around how to pass the ball properly, kind of help understand the game as it was. Just coming from a football mentality, rugby is a little bit different. It's not quite the same. A lot more thinking and everything involved on it. But no, I've been definitely been blessed with all the opportunities that people have given me. I try to make the most out of them, what I can, and like I said, luckily it's all paying off, and all the hard work is working out for the best.
So when was that moment that you had that you were like, all right, this is something that I really want to do for the long term. This is something that I want to make into like a legitimate career?
Well, I think high school days, I think it took about a year or two for it to finally click in, just going through the learning curve of it all. But I'll probably say around this time last year, myself and a buddy of the Charlotte, Matt Houston, we were picked to go up to our, for me, it was my first big Sevens tour. It was to the Central Coast Sevens in Australia. And Liz from Stars Rugby hit us up and was like, hey, we need some players. Would you like to go? And from that, I kind of took that as an opportunity to compare myself to where other people in the world might be. Some of the best teams in Australia and New Zealand and stuff like that we play. I mean, we played professional guys from Wellington, some ex-All Blacks and everything like that. And it was a big learning curve for me. But after that experience, it really kind of pushed me to do better, to know what I had to achieve if I wanted to get to that level. So I'd probably say, within the past year or so, it's really kind of clicked on me that this is what I want to do, and this is how I want to push myself, is to get to that level.
No, dude, that's awesome. Like, it's amazing amount of work, especially being a domestic player. You don't really get a chance to always feel like you know what the next step will be, but having the chance to do this is a big deal. And I guess I've kind of been talking around it. You tell us a little bit. What is this professional deal that you have coming up for Sevens in Australia?
Well, I can't talk, I guess, too much on the details of it and everything like that, but right now I have a 2-year contract to play over in Byron Bay for Sevens and 15s, thankfully, so it'll keep me busy year-round. So Sevens tour is looking pretty stacked. Actually, today is a good day to join on with you because I officially got my flights all booked and set up, so I'll be leaving October 9th. So
we got timing, man. This is what we do.
Yeah, the perfect time for this. So unfortunately, going to be missing their first tournament up in Albion Sevens up there in Brisbane, but next week when I'll be there, it'll be Byron Bay Sevens to kind of kick off my tour, so nothing better to start my season with than that.
Now, is it like, have you started like, I don't know, getting your jerseys, your Byron Bay, I love Byron Bay tourist T-shirt, really amping up the place that you're going to be living for pretty much the next 2 years?
Yeah, well, I mean, definitely when I get there, I got some kick coming my way and everything like that. Can't complain about the location at all or anything. So nice little clubhouse, big community, and again, that's the whole point of rugby, man. It's just a big family network and everything like that. So I'm looking forward to going over there, meeting the boys and everything, and getting to go.
Dude, that is awesome. Like, I gotta ask though, how did it lead up to that point? Like, how did you end up getting in connection? How did they find out who you were?
Well, actually, it actually started back in April. I was invited, courtesy of Rah Rah Rugby. Again, many thanks to Sid and the boys over there. They invited me to go on a trip to Ireland for a sevens tournament, Kinsale Sevens, which was a big tournament. There was a couple good pro UK teams there, a couple U20 England guys as well. Red Pandas was a big team that we played in our pool. But luckily, ended up showing up pretty well there. And part of their deal is with Rah Rah Rugby is they have a bunch of connections and pretty much a placement firm for guys who are looking to kind of maybe play overseas, whether it's social side or trying to play competitive like I was. So Sid, who was kind of head of the tournament and everything like that for us for Rah Rah, he's actually from Australia and had a few good connections for me. So I actually got invited to play for Cowra, which is another team in New South Wales, over probably around the June, July timeframe to finish out their 15 season because their halfback got injured and they were looking for someone. Unfortunately, couldn't make it with timing-wise for their eligibility rules and everything like that, so had to put it off, and luckily still ended up landing over in Byron Bay for 7s and 15s.
Oh, man, that's awesome. Now, we got to ask, obviously, you having a chance to be able to play in these different locations is something big. I've had a chance to see your Instagram, see you on Facebook, so it looks like you have a pretty rigid regime that gets you ready for the season. Can you, maybe elaborate a little bit on what it is that you do to be able to get ready for rugby or be able to play on a season-to-season basis?
A long 15s and 7 season, it was nice to take the past 2 weeks off, so rest does the body good, but been good to get back at it again. I mean, I think over the years I've accumulated about 10 or 15 so rugby balls, weighted, unweighted, stuff like that. I've got few weighted bags, punching bags, ladders, what have you. So I have all my mobile gym here with me. So whether it's 6 a.m. trainings or after practice doing extra sprints and everything like that, really trying to identify in myself is, well, what do I want to do? Do I want to really commit to this? If the answer is yes, then I got to make the time where I can. And it's always hard in the moment, but it pays off in the end, especially during games.
Dude, I don't doubt it. And you've been playing for obviously a lot of good teams. You've had great play. We know that you played for Charlotte. And you've played for USA South. Kind of how have those teams and who have been some influencers that have kind of helped you along this pathway?
Well, I guess for being in the South, it's hard to find a lot of competitive rugby here. But thankfully in Charlotte, we've had Super League. And Charlotte was a long-standing tradition for us. A lot of the old boys here. Actually, our sevens coach for this year, Piney, was an old boy for our Charlotte Rugby Club team, and I've known him since my U19 days, and he's been out there working with me, along with Billy DeRosa, Devin Arnett. Again, my coach, PJ Anderson. I mean, they've all been working with me one-on-one since I was about 17 or 18 years old. Again, these guys, they come from, whether it's overseas or playing high-level college rugby or Super League in the States, they kind of set the bar of what's expected. And I've tried to push that along, too, whether it's representing Charlotte or USA South, Stars, whatever have you. When I go on the field, I want to represent my team the best. I want to make sure I put on a good showing, and I want to support everyone that's around me. So I just try to do my best, and, been thankful to have a lot of good coaches along the way kind of pick me up and show me the ropes.
Is there anybody that you felt has been maybe like particularly, very influential? I guess maybe not even just influential, but, have kind of even additionally have pushed. Obviously, you mentioned your coaches. Is there anybody else that have influenced or, that you've watched play that you wanted to kind of emulate the way that they did work so to your style?
Yeah, I mean, for looking up to people, I mean, you always got to look at like Super Rugby and international players and stuff like that. I mean, as far as the halfback's concerned, I've always loved the way TJ Perinar has played. Very attacking, very aggressive kind of scrum half. He'll get the quick ball going forward and look for gaps around the ruck and everything like that. I like to think I have a little bit of a step too, so I try to use that when I can, especially in sevens, against some of the bigger guys.
You got a little something that's happening. They want you for it now.
I'm trying, but really in Charlotte, I've had a bunch of friends that come along the way, but my friends have been really pushing me lately have been, my buddy Matt Houston and Amraguda. I mean, I've known them since my high school days and stayed tight-knit with them. And the best thing is when you work out with your friends, you'll end up pushing them, hey, I'll see you another 150, or I bet you can beat you in this race, whatever have you. So it's a good little motivation. Make sure you get better and never sleep on the job.
Dude, you can't beat that. So, you having all the support, what about your non-rugby people? How's the support system been for those? Because obviously, those are the ones that usually feel it the most. Rugby people kind of know what to expect. They know what to do. But what has been the non-rugby support system like?
Well, I remember, my first rugby injury, getting a little knock on the face, getting a nice little bruise. People go, what happened? I'm like, oh, I was playing rugby. People are like, oh, I know, I do that. There's people play rugby in the States. And so, trying to introduce everyone to that was always a big curve. But, I mean, my family's taken it up, graciously. I can't thank them enough for all the support that they've given me, whether it's, my mom and dad are with me here, all my family back home or in Hawaii and stuff like that, It's been fun trying to teach everyone what rugby is and what I do. But after they explain it, they give wholehearted support and definitely want to push me and see how I do in Australia.
Man, did you ever think that there was a situation from, your old sports days playing football in high school, and I'm sure a plethora of other sports when you were younger. Did you ever think there was a chance that you would ever become like a legitimate professional athlete?
Honestly, I mean, I know my dad growing up, he played a little bit of college ball for back over in San Diego and stuff like that. So he played a little competitive baseball and everything like that. So I was always brought up with that, and travel ball for me was a big deal. But honestly, I've never thought I would end up playing, professional kind of rugby. I mean, if you asked me about 5-6 years ago, if you thought I was going to play in Australia, I would have thought you were crazy. But look where I am today, and I'm very blessed for it, for sure.
So, now that you guys, you have, your new 15 season, let's get a little bit of a heads up for what you think on something outside of what you're playing. We got Rugby World Cup coming up.
Big news.
Right? So, what's now that you're starting to end up into that echelon of players, so what do you feel about your potential peers? What do you think about the teams coming into the Rugby World Cup this year?
Oh man, well, I mean, it'll definitely be experience when I go over. I mean, it's one thing to experience the World Cup in the States, when New Zealand World Cup came around in 2011, it was still kind of a big deal, but hard to find here. But being in a top tier rugby nation and getting to experience that same kind of buzz, even though it might not be in England, but still being in Australia, getting that same kind of feed off of everyone, and everybody's gonna be glued to the TV for the next month or so. It definitely kind of fuels you to kind of see where you fall and everything like that. I mean, I know a few of the guys on the USA team and stuff like that, and best wishes to them. I really hope that they make it out of their group and make a cup appearance, But, between 7s and 15s, there's a lot of exciting stuff going on for USA. A lot of camps. Mike Friday's done a great job for all the 7 stuff like that. Got to give full credit to the 7 support. Really done a good job of tracking camps, even in the South, thankfully. So, I mean, everyone's goal is always to, whether it is, I try to set a ladder goal for myself. So once I achieve something, I try to set a new bar to go higher and higher. So, of course, always the goal is to make it to one of those camps again and get your name out there and hopefully get a jersey on your back.
Dude, you can't beat that. Is there any chance that you might ever find yourself maybe playing for the USA Nationals team or make an attempt to play for the USA Nationals team?
That might be a Miss Cleo question. I'm not sure if I can answer that one. I can't predict the cards, but my fingers are always crossed. I'm just trying to play the best footy that I can right now and hopefully do well in Byron Bay and see where it takes me.
Dude, you can't beat that. Look, Chris, man, I want to take this time to say thank you for coming on, man. It's awesome. We want to wish you the best of luck. Is there any way that we might be able to follow the action for you whenever you head out to Byron Bay? So we can all keep up and just see our region boys being able to do it right.
Well, I'll definitely be posting a lot on Facebook, or you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter, CWM8391. Definitely going to try to push Byron Bay, see if we can get some links out to everyone. I know everyone's been asking me for that. Probably not too much for 7s. I'm hoping we get some live links for some of the comps over there. But long season ahead. So I hope to keep everyone informed and especially in touch with you. Maybe we can do a little bit more shows once I get over there.
Hey, look, I'm always excited to do that. Look, I like to make sure that we have an international presence. We want to spread. You didn't know the world revolves around this region, so we need to spread it out as much as possible so that they know. Just like, no, we're not a futile area, right?
That's what I'm saying. Try and get USA, the South, Gifttime, try and get everything out there so everyone's aware. There's a lot of stuff going on in the States people might not realize, so trying to make that little branch out.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Chris, man, you take care, man, and I appreciate it, all right?
Hey, thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it. Hope to talk to you guys soon.